So the big question is practicing astrology and looking up your zodiac demonic? And the big answer is, a part of it is. Let's get into it. Hey, what's up everybody? It's your girl Christina Sayers and welcome to my YouTube channel. So in this video, we are going to be talking about astrology and zodiacs, which is basically the same thing, but I put these together because these are always associated with each other. So without further ado, let's get into this video. So this is going to be actually a two-part video. So the first part of this, I'm going to be talking about astrology, zodiac. There's a godly version and then there's a demonic version. And then the second part, I'm going to be sharing my testimony specifically with astrology and with zodiac, with New Age, with the works of the demonic. Literally, I could say it like that. The sorcery, all that stuff in my Hollywood days. So stay tuned for part 2 after this video, but enjoy part 1. Okay, so before we get into the video, we got to go over the definition and scripture. Per usual, let's get into it. So the definition of astrology is the divination of the supposed influences of the stars and planets on human affairs and terrestrial events by their positions and aspects. The definition of zodiac is a diagram used by astrologers to represent the positions of the planets and stars, divided into 12 sections, each with their own name and symbol. The zodiac is used to try to calculate the influence of the planets on people's lives. Now, I'm going to go over the godly side of astrology and the not so godly side of astrology. So let's get into it. I got about 6 points of why astrology originally, obviously God created everything, right? He created the sun, the moon, the stars, the universe. Who knows how many universes he actually has, like, right? You know what I mean? Like, he's the creator of the universe. So let's go over the 6 points of the godly side of astrology. So first and foremost, God created everything, right? He created the sun, the moon, the stars, etc., etc. As we see, we have Psalm 19:1 and Psalm 8:3 to back that up. And that is my first point. Second point is that God arranged the stars into specific constellation and specific, designs and specific, if even with the animal looking stars and the tribe of Judah and all that stuff. He actually created all that for us. Man did not do that. Man wouldn't even have the power to do that, nor Satan. So there's that. Point number 3, specifically the constellation with the lion, is basically a representation of the Lion of Judah, right? And then you have the constellation with the Virgo, right? Which is to represent the virgin, who bore Christ, #Mary. My point number 4 is that the constellations were given for signs and seasons. God, obviously the creator of the universe, creator of us, the Alpha and Omega, the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, created all this so that we can have some sort of instruction, especially back then because they didn't have Google, right? They didn't have Google Maps. My point number 5 is that God allowed man to use constellations to chart their courses around the world and around the globe. And so that's going to be my point number 5. Now let's get into my 6th point, which is the last point. And so my 6th point is that we actually see that God uses not only stones and crystals, because even with the New Jerusalem, he's going to have these beautiful, amazing, all kinds of stones that he's created to rebuild Jerusalem, but also, which stones don't have anything to do with it, but he is going to use stars as well. But now let's get into the bad part. So then I will give you my final thoughts at the end of it, the bad demonic side of it. Okay, so I'm going to go over a few scriptures that is basically proving that God is not here for the demonic version of astrology or zodiac. We see that God put the astrologers of the Babylonian court, they were put to shame by God's prophet Daniel, when the false astrologers of Babylon were put to shame because they were practicing witchcraft. And you see in Daniel 2:27, the false astrologers made predictions month by month. By stargazing, astrology was used for divination. God speaks to his people about not practicing or imitating the detestable ways of the nation, including sorcery, child sacrifice, which is your modern day infanticide, #abortion, divination, which is basically practicing and seeking knowledge of the future, casting spells, using mediums, spiritists, the ones who consult the dead, anyone who does this is detestable to the Lord, according to the Bible. So my final thoughts are going to be that you clearly see, obviously, there's a good side and there's a bad side of astrology and zodiac. And so the good side, obviously, is that from the beginning of time, for the most part, God allowed these constellations and the universe and all these different things to chart courses for man, to allow them to navigate through the world and different things like that. But the worst bad side of it, the demonic side of it, is that with the mediumship and the sorcery and the divination and it's basically being witchcraft and paganism and all sorts of things, that is the demonic side that we should stay far, far away from if you call yourself a believer. The devil always perverts, right? He's an imitator, and then he's trying to be an influencer for the demonic realm. Anything other than God, we are not to worship, right? Because that's called idolatry. If you are somebody who practices any of this or the zodiac or astrology or whatever, you have to keep in mind that you are practicing witchcraft. You are invoking demons. It's demonic. At the end of the day, it's really your choice. I'm not here to save you. You know what I mean? I'm here nothing but in a vessel to warn you and to possibly wake you up to go down the narrow path instead of going down the wide path that most people are going down. I'm nothing but a vessel. I can't save you. I can't do that. I have no power to save you. But I will tell you the one who has the power to save you. You know it. Jesus is king. Jesus is king. Anyways, I love you so much. That is it for me today. God bless you. All right, family. So that is it for me. Feel free to like this video, share this video, subscribe to this channel, hit that bell notification if you never want to miss a video from me. I drop 2 videos a week, sometimes more because the culture is out of control. And remember that part 2 is coming. This is going to be the testimonial portion of this video, and basically of talking about astrology and zodiac from my own personal experience in Hollywood. Buenos días, buenas tardes, buenas noches, te amo, mi nombre es Cristina Stairs, love you so much, and I will talk to you soon. God bless you for now.